Good afternoon, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and once again I am in downtown Decatur. It is 2021. It is Labor Day. We actually did have a Labor Day parade again, and that was nice to see. And after I videotape, I'm going to videotape some murals here in downtown Decatur. After that, then I'll have some parting words, not only for the Decatur Illinois Then and Now Facebook page, but also for my students. So, I just want to go ahead and start videotaping some murals here and show you what we've got. This used to be our mayor. His name was Mike McElroy. And as you can see over here, there's the transfer house. And I'm just going to wander around through downtown Decatur. In this particular video, because I didn't have to mark it made for kids, I can actually just go ahead and videotape downtown, and if you see something you recognize, you want to say something historic or whatever, feel free to leave the comments down here in the comments below, because you can do that. That's one of the bad things about when you do a parade. You have to turn off the comments and all this other garbage because of YouTube's rules. It's sad, but it's true. Anyway, I'm just going to videotape downtown Decatur here. If I find a little inscription on the walls, sometimes I do, I'll read it to you. This used to be the Provident Mutual Life Insurance Company of Philadelphia. Downing, Smith, Jorgensen, and UHL. And you'll find all these little things here in downtown Decatur. You can see there's the post office. That's been around for a long time. There's other things that haven't been. This is a mural that a lot of people haven't seen. This is called the Art Farm. Let you enjoy that. Now I may have to turn the camera on and off from time to time because this is a high-def video and there are certain limits on my camera. But I'll do what I can. And I will definitely identify where I am whenever I have to turn the camera off and back on. We're just going to take a brief walk. In previous videos I've shown you the Avon Theater statue right over there, and over there, that wasn't always the Civic Center, that used to be a school. You're kind of getting a tour of downtown Decatur. Now I could be wrong about this, and if I am, you can happily tell me in the comments below, but I think this used to be Carson Prairie Scott. No, wait a minute, maybe not. I recognize the sign though. I don't know what was on the sign originally, but when I was a kid, this used to be the library. You can see the sign right here. See that? And if you want to know where all the radio stations broadcast from, it's right down here. The latest one's here in Decatur. But when I was a kid, this used to be the library. I know there was a library before this one, and it was called the Carnegie Library. But when I was a kid, this was the library. And of course, Shea Builders is down here. And this used to be buildings right across here. Now it's the ADM City Center. But we used to have buildings all around here. And all those buildings had little shops in them. Those shops are long since gone. I'm not sure if they still use this parking garage over here, but that's where we used to park when I was a kid. The Visitors Bureau is down here too, if you ever want to come. Kind of looking around here to see if there's any inscriptions or whatever. We're on the corner of North and Water Street, as you can plainly see right there. I'm going to go down here. I don't think there's any inscriptions at all. When I was a kid, WSOY used to be on Pershing Street. Now they're downtown. So your entire radio hub is right down here. I'm going to stop for a second. You're just seeing a boring building here. I videotaped this entire area in a previous video, and if you want a link to that, just let me know in the comments and I'll send it to you. Nice thing about Labor Day is that you don't have to worry about a huge crowd or anything like that. You can just go do what you want to do and you don't have to worry about much of anything. But there are some murals around here and you will see them. Just give me time. Alright. As you will see right across the street, there is a street sign that says that we're on the corner of Water and William Street. And I'm going to stop my video for just a second, then I'll continue from here. As you can see, we're picking up from Water and William Street. This is WSOY. I don't see any particular inscriptions on this building. Or, well, that one. You'll see that there's Y103, Hot 105.5, 95Q, and 1050 SPN. Now right across the street is a mural. I'm going to videotape that in just a second as soon as I can get across the street. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to stop my videotape for just a second, and then I'm going to resume when I get on the other side over here, okay? Hang on. Okay, as you can see, we're right back to Water and William Street over there. Over here, we have Striglow's. This used to be Haynes and Essick, and I'll show you that in just a minute as I walk across the street here. You should be able to see it, at least I think. So I know there's a little inscription on the very top of this building. Well, this is what they called Library Block back in the heydays. And as soon as this truck passes, I'll go ahead and tell you more. You can see way up there, it says Library Block. And I didn't notice this at first. I really haven't explored downtown Decatur in a long time, since 2016. It says, with malice towards none, with charity for all, and this is Abraham Lincoln. He's just having a nice little sit down. Alright, let's take a look at this building. Perhaps there's some inscriptions or something that I have not ever seen before. This is where News Channel 20 is. Or, well, it's News Channel 20, CW23, and Fox 5527. So, now you know that. This is Decatur Brew Works. There's a church not too far from here. That's where you're hearing the bells. You guys can identify what business used to be here. It says cut rate drugstore, lowest prices, inpatient medicines, toilet articles, and drug sundries. Matter of fact, if you guys can identify what any of this used to be, you're more than welcome. I can only tell you so much because it's been, well, been about 40 years since I was a kid. I know that that bee zoo wasn't always the bee zoo, and there were actual letters of some kind over there. Of course, the bee zoo doesn't exist anymore. Really sad. handy thing about Labor Day is that there's nobody around. Anna Thai Cuisine, Beauty School, SOL Bistro. This used to be called the Herald Block back in 1891. You can see that way up there. That's the Caddy Shack. This says home telephone. Kind of wonder about that. Maybe that was the telephone company back in the day. All Things Beautiful. Downtown Cafe. The Decatur. Sam's Hockaday Building. Now this used to be a place called Quiggles. Anybody want to tell me about that? You can leave that down there in the comments below. This was established in 1912. Long time. Okay, and right over here is the Decatur Lodge. 65. It was erected in 1915. And in just a moment, I'm going to tell you about the Lincoln Square Theater. So hang in there. Stay tuned. This is the Lincoln Square Theater. If I recall correctly, I watched one of the Muppet movies in here. We used to have 3 theaters in town. Now we only have 2, at least in this part of town. We have the Lincoln here, and we also have the Avon. The Rogers Theater burned down. That was where I saw The Empire Strikes Back. I know you're thinking to yourself, wow, a lot of history down here. Chinese place over here. I guess that building over there belonged to Singleton. You can actually see it. Anyway, I'm going to take you down here. If you get a chance, I would highly recommend going to Giggles. This is what they call Merchant Street. You can see the painting right here. This is Decatur Coin and Jewelry. like I say, this is a very good time to do videotaping because this place, not a lot of activity on Labor Day. So you can get some videotaping done and don't get too much of an interruption. You see Coney's, Brassholm, Brinkhotter, the gin mill. We're going to go this way. Got Sloan's Calzones. Good place to eat. Taproot. Goodfellas. Jimmy John's. Kathy Locke, Dell's Popcorn Shop, Tornasol, Wind Twisted Sister, says your person called, they said buy anything you want. And of course we got Robbie's Outlet. I haven't seen any particular inscriptions or anything on any of these buildings. Of course I just showed you Giggles. This is in memory of Robbie Dillo on behalf of the employees of BLDD Architects Incorporated. Look at that. Take you across these real quick. Just some plants I'd show you. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Okay. Alright, well in just a moment I'm going to show you a few more things and then I'll talk to you guys. Hang on. Okay, you'll find this in downtown Decatur. It's Macon County's first courthouse in which Abraham Lincoln once practiced law. It stood just west of this marker. It was there from 1829 to 1838. This replica is placed by Decatur and Macon County Heritage Committee, plaque by Stephen Decatur Chapter, National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, on June 5th, 1973. Alright, I'll show you some more in just a second. Stay tuned. Alright, here's a mural. We're on Church Street and looks like Main and Church. Look at that. Alright. Well, we're going to be down here anyway. This is Dally Bliss. Over here is Debbie's Dance Studio. Impact Life. And Promax Construction. And this is the law offices of Guy S.R. Casey. And over there is the river. I don't know much about that, but oh well. Alright, I'll tell you more in just a minute, so stay tuned. Alrighty, take a look at this mural. I'm going to identify where it is in just a moment. I just want you to take a look at it first. These are the wheels of a locomotive. And we're still in downtown Decatur. Okay. Now, where is this at? Well, you see where the Macon County office building is? That should be pretty easy to identify. But more importantly, you can see it way up there. See that? Then there's the Macon County Courthouse way over there. Find those two landmarks, you'll find that mural. That should be easy to find. Okay. Now in a previous video I actually did videotape some other murals. Outside of that train one, now I know we got the Bold and Daring over there. There really hasn't been a whole lot of murals or anything put up. You can see this is Viewegg Real Estate. So outside of that, there really isn't a whole lot down in this area. So if I find any more murals, I'll let you know. In the meantime, I will tell you a few extra things for those that are doing the Decatur Illinois Then and Now Facebook page, and also for my students. So stay tuned. I'm not sure when they did this, but there used to be real windows up there. Now they're not, but that's what they did. I don't know how they even got up there or how they painted all that stuff. It'd be nice to know how they did all that, but if you want to leave comments down below about how they actually did it or not, fine with me. As you can see, the businesses are below, but people live in those little apartment things up there. Alright, I'm going to tell you more in just a second, so stay tuned. You remember how I told you that we used to come down here to the parking garage earlier in this video? Let's see what the parking garage looks like today. At least you can see the first floor of it. Not much happens these days. Anyway, the only other thing I'd like to show you is the Avon Theater. Remember earlier I was telling you that I used to go to the Avon Theater too? It's still here. I'd love for you guys to come down here and check out the movies at the Avon Theater. Well, since Hickory Point Theater actually is closed, and the only other one that we have is the one out there in Mount Zion, which I believe is called the Strand. This is a pretty good theater to come to, and you'll enjoy the movies there. So, I highly recommend you come out here and you check out the Avon Theater. Alright, I'm going to have some parting words for the Decatur Illinois Then and Now Facebook page, and also for my own students in just a minute, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Okay, obviously anybody that comes to Decatur, Illinois should definitely check out this transfer house. Has a lot of rich history. Oh, I see they've painted the windows. That I did not know. Well, I'm not going to read all this text. At least not allowed anyway. But I'll get as close as I can. Let you take a look. I'll just stand right here in the shade. There you go. Let you take a look at that for yourself. Let's move from window to window. Huh. Looks like a picture of Merchant Street and Main Street. That other one was a windmill. Alright. You can see here, transfer house was 1895, and in 1905, this was the Mueller sponsors Goodman band concert. And apparently this was Lincoln Square in 1937. The way it used to look long ago, long before I was ever born. Over here we have what Lincoln Square looked like back in 1955. And seeing these on a camera is one thing. To actually see them up close is a little different story. (1938) North Main Street. And this was February 11th, 1911. President Taft speaking in Decatur, Illinois, no less. I haven't seen a president here in this area since, well, Obama came here for a time, but he was senator at that time. And then, of course, there was Ronald Reagan that came in here. Yep. There's the windmill again. But what is the rest of it? What I got to tell you now. Well, you see that sign over there that says Decatur Public Library? Well, that indeed is our public library, but that wasn't what it always said. It actually said Sears. Yes, that used to be the old Sears building. I used to shop here a lot when I was a kid. So that was indeed Sears. I'll tell you more in just a second. Stay tuned. As you all know, this video pretty much comes back to this. And now I'm going to address the Decatur, Illinois Then and Now Facebook page and explain why. In 2009, I was standing on this exact street corner videotaping the Razzle Dazzle Good Time Parade. And when the parade was over with, I walked backwards out of the very large crowd that was right here, literally right here. And I actually hit my back on this sign. You can hear I'm actually pounding on the sign right now. When I took a look at it, I was sitting there going, what the heck is this thing? It had never been there before. And I should know because I've been in this neighborhood many a time since 1970. So I knew this was different. So I checked it out. Well, it's kind of a cool sign, but why is it here? What's it doing here? I've never seen this thing before in my life. So I asked, as you can see down here, okay, it says the exhibit was made possible through a generous gift from the City of Decatur Lincoln Heritage Development. But you see this right up here? There is a Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition, and that is one of their signs. Now, do you see this seal right down here? Well, at the time, I didn't realize I was supposed to take a piece of paper, put it on top of the seal, just like this. And then I was supposed to pencil rub, using a pencil, I was supposed to get the image off of it, and then I was supposed to collect all these images. I didn't know that. I also didn't know there were 215 of these things scattered all over the state. Now, why is all this so important? Well, I'll tell you. As everybody in Decatur now knows, and mostly in Central Illinois they know this too, and even some people around the United States know this, the Decatur celebration is no more. they went bankrupt. Now, we can all talk about the reasons why they went bankrupt, but basically, all I got to say about it is that events happened in the world that dried up a lot of money, and because of that, the economy fell flat, and we lost our celebration. As a matter of fact, it's had a direct impact also on the Cowden Pioneers Parade. If something doesn't change soon, there will be no more Cowden Pioneers Day, which makes me very sad, but that's what happens sometimes. The thing is, it doesn't matter how things happen. The point is, the Decatur celebration is officially gone. Could it ever come back? I believe so. But I personally believe, in my own opinion, this right here could bring everything back. Why? Because these things are scattered across the state, that's why. And in order for them to get all 215 seals pencil rubbed, they have to come here because there are 15 of these things all over the city of Decatur. And I've said this more than once in my videos. I mean, why wouldn't you want to come out here? You're seeing the sign anyway. Take a look at these flowers. I know they're a little droopy now, but in the summertime they're beautiful. They really are. Why wouldn't you want to see them? Why wouldn't you want to see some of the lovely things I've just shown you in downtown Decatur? And I've shown these things in previous videos as well. Look at these flowers. It's lovely down here. But anyway, let me get across the street here. Who wouldn't want to see the transfer house or the water fountain? It's really nice. You can see it from right here. Might even take you a tour around. Well, yeah, what the hey, I'll just take you a tour around it. Why wouldn't you want to see it? It's nice. It's quiet, it's serene. In the daytime, it's absolutely beautiful. And at night, it gets kind of beautiful too. I'm sure there's some people that have already videotaped this thing at night. It lights up at night. Just take a look. But anyway, the main reason to come to downtown Decatur and to go to some of these other towns like Pontiac, Ottawa, Bement, Monticello, Springfield, Champaign, Quincy, Danville, Pittsfield, and I can name so many other towns, is for those looking for Lincoln signs. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Muhammad to check out those signs? Especially when you know you're going to get a souvenir out of it. The main thing for you guys, if you're still watching, and I hope you are, is that, and I'll read this inscription up here in a minute, is I want you to go from town to town and check out each sign and pencil rub it, and I want people to see you doing it. And the reason for that is they'll catch on. They'll be like, well, what is this all about? They may even ask you, and then you could tell them what's going on, and that would cause them to want to come here. You can say, I'm from Decatur. These signs are everywhere. We have a guy who videotapes it. You can see where they're at. And you can come and take a look. And that is the main reason to do this. This plaque here says, birthplace of the Grand Army of the Republic. In a second floor room on this spot, the Grand Army of the Republic was organized April 6, 1866 by Dr. Benjamin F. Stevenson. This tablet is placed by the Department of Illinois Women's Relief Corps Auxiliary to the Grand Army of the Republic, April 6, 1915. You can see that for yourself. I mean, how else would you see this if I didn't show it to you? Now, I've done this little walk several times, even in the celebration. But I honestly believe that if we get more and more tourists here because of these signs, we might get our celebration back. I really honestly believe it. If I didn't believe it so much, I wouldn't go to this much effort. I'd like for you guys to not only tell these people about these signs, because look how nice the signs are. And in our town, we don't just have signs, we also have silhouettes as well, like Route 66 did. See that? And we want people to come here to Decatur to tour our place, to take a look. I can see Decatur Florist finally went out of business. That's sad. We have Ralph's Shoes, and it's not gone yet. I couldn't believe it. But look at it. It's one thing to see a video of the silhouette. It's another thing to actually see it in person. It really is. And here's another one of those signs. And this is at Busey Bank. And I always tell people to go around the corner at Busey Bank. And this used to be the First National Bank of Decatur. Acts as executor, administrator, trustee, guardian, or receiver under authority of the United States and of the state of Illinois, Decatur, oldest national bank. Okay. Then we have the First National Bank of Decatur, Commerce, Trust, and Savings Department, safety deposit boxes, foreign and domestic exchange. We have another silhouette of Abraham Lincoln. And Finding the Biggest Man, which is another Looking for Lincoln sign. And then over here at W.T. Fuller Gym, see the light pole? That's another Looking for Lincoln sign. And you actually see the silhouette of our rail splitter candidate Abraham Lincoln lying down on the job. There you go. And then we keep walking down here. Gallery 510. Daydream in Color. Napoli's Italian Restaurant. And then finally, we have this Abraham Lincoln statue. Water fountain. Looking for Lincoln sign. Over there, another Looking for Lincoln sign. And if you turn around the corner over there, there's another one. And then right over there is yet another one. I think that these signs will bring tourism here to Decatur. And I'd like for you guys, the ones who are watching me on Decatur, Illinois Then and Now, to go ahead, go to these other cities, pencil rub the seals, find the signs and tell people about the signs so they'll come here. I'd really love that. Well, I got some parting words for my YouTube students, and I'll tell you that in just a minute, so stay tuned. Okay. Here I am in downtown Decatur one last time. It is Labor Day, and this is a brief message for the people that are my normal regular students. I wanted to tell you that I am going to come back. I know that it has been a long time. I haven't done any responses or nothing. I'm coming back. Mainly what has happened is I had some personal problems in my personal life, and I just wasn't able to sorry, I gotta rest my arm, to do the videos that I needed to do. Those problems are all over. When will PTC be on a budget come out? As soon as it's done. That's all I can tell you, is as soon as I know for sure that it's done the way I want it done. As for the videos, they should be slowly starting back up, in October, November, and when they are, they'll be on the air. I'm going to slow my life down a little bit and try to get things back to normal. And then, what about Did You Remember Everything Part 2? Should be on the air middle of 2022. Should get that published. And then you guys can have all this wonderful material to study. Alright. So, don't think I'm not coming back, because I am. I want to thank you for watching this presentation. I was thrilled to come out here today and do all this. I had some time, and finally I got a chance to do this. So, I want you to keep on watching my videos. The main thing is that if my videos get high enough in ratings, then finally, I'll get my partnership back, and believe me, when I do that, there'll be a lot more educational videos. So if you guys are really interested in all of my educational material, get my ratings up so I can get back on the partner program and start again. Or buy my Kindle books, either one. I'd really like to see you do that. Because I tell you, I can't operate off of nothing. Alright? So, I will tell you also that I got a very good deal out of my cable company. I no longer have their cable package, but I do have their internet, and they gave me a whopping deal on it, so I'm saving a lot of money. I'll tell you that. I'm saving a lot of money. But I wanted to thank you guys very much for watching the Labor Day Parade. I'm glad you watched this particular presentation. And the more you watch my videos, the more my ratings will go up, and then the more I'll be able to do in live streams and that kind of stuff. I want to spend time with you people. I just don't have the time to do it right now. I'm trying. I really am. As soon as I do, we will. Alright. I will tell you more in a future video. I'd like to thank everybody who decided to stay and watch the whole presentation. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.